So earlier this week in North America on Monday, there was a solar eclipse. And the one thing that interests me is within minutes after the solar eclipse happening, is that the #1 biggest search result on Google in their databases was the term revolving around people saying, "Why do their eyes hurt?" or "Why does my eyes hurt?" And for years, especially days leading up to days that would have solar eclipses, scientists have warned people that staring into a solar eclipse could still damage your eyes. But of course, because this information is not coming from a 16-year-old female on TikTok Shorts, that means this information is automatically false and should be ignored. And I'm not trying to say that to be offensive, I'm saying that in pure blunt honesty. That's the truth in today's society. Anyways, welcome back to another GTA weekly update content and news video by me, King Vector 11, where I upload videos like these every Thursday evening, give you information that you may need or want to know every week that revolves around news of the past week that I'll of course feature to you in the second part of this video. But in the first part of this video, I will feature to you what is new this week in GTA Online. So I hope you guys do find the videos like these highly informative, and without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off with the fact that we have quite a bit of bonuses. Once again, Rockstar's finally keeping the pace and the bar up to that peak standard of the player's expectations, which I am proud of. So we have double money and quadruple RP now on Martin Madrazo contact missions. Last week was on Gerald's. And we also have double rewards on collection time adversary modes, special cargo cell missions, and export mixed goods missions. I will give you a short tutorial in this video how to do such a thing, what this is, but that's later on during the rewards tab of this part of the video. And of course, not related to weekly challenges, you can complete any business sell mission this week to receive free $100,000, which is 10 times less than the new monthly benefits for GTA Plus, which is, by the way, something I definitely have interest in talking about later on in the news part of this video. But moving on, we shall go through the discounts where we have 40% off two, let's say, passenger aircrafts, and also 30% off the Up and Atomizer, executive office businesses, as well as their upgrades and modifications, not including the garage add-ons, also including the Luxor, Jester Classic, Italy GTO, and the Revolter, which that vehicle is not available from in-game websites. I would like to tell you that right now. But I would like to tell you that the Revolter is featured under Simeon's showroom, which you can find at the bottom of this snip, beyond having new vehicle showcases such as the 770, Cognoscenti, Click, and Hustler. All 5 vehicles now available from in-game websites in Simeon's showroom, featuring luxury autos vehicles, the same thing as last week, unfortunately enough, because Rockstar got that much lazier with showcased vehicles. We still have the Vividine and Dominator GT, just like $8,000 more expensive for both vehicles. For new gen players, your House Special Works test ride is the Maibatsu Monstro Saitai. For the test rides, when you go in the LS Underground car meets, Jester Classic, Italy GTO, and Italy GTB. The prize ride is the Bestia GTS, in which you have to place top 5 for 2 days in a row in the LS car meet series, and the podium vehicle for this week in the Diamond Casino's weekly spin is the Corsita. Moving on to the weekly challenges, where the premium race is Sonora Freeway, the time trial is Coast to Coast, the House Special Works time trial for new gen players is Pacific Bluffs, and this week's weekly challenge is to sell $500,000 worth of product across all businesses. Your 3 salvage yard robbery vehicles this week, which of course are still not claimable because Rockstar completely forgot about that once again, is the Infernus Classic with the Podium Robbery, the Dominator GTT with the Duggan Robbery, and the Sugawite with the Gangbanger Robbery. And that is generally the new stuff that we have for this week. But those who wants to know the specifics on what's new for GTA Online's weekly update content, well, here it is. Starting off with the fact that we still do not have any new vehicles for this DLC anymore. I don't think so, at least until the next DLC releases sometime in possibly June or July. So let's skip ahead to the fact that we have a new podium vehicle this week, which is of course the Corsita. That costs just under $1.8 million. Definitely not worth purchasing. So if you can win this vehicle this week, if you're interested, go right ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, looking at the rear tail lights, that's probably the only thing that's either light and day for my interests of how much I like this vehicle. So let's move on to the prize ride this week, which is probably Rockstar's most favorite vehicle of all time, because they keep featuring this like every month or so. It's the Grotti Bestia GTS, and all you have to do is such an easy win for this thing. Place top 5 for 2 days in a row in an LS Car Meet series. Interesting, Rockstar. Moving on to the weekly challenge, of course, you have to sell $500,000 worth of goods across all businesses. I don't know if this means 500,000 in total or if you have to sell 500,000 each, but I would most safely assume that if you make $500,000 from sell missions, you will complete the weekly challenge. So, Simeon vehicles, 5 vehicles now available from in-game websites. Features the Ubermacht Revolter at a discount price, the Vapid Click at a price of $928,380, the Dubaki 770, a pretty good vehicle I would recommend. That's $695,000. That's a pretty good deal, honestly, for a car like this. We also have the Vapid Hustler for $643,240. And finally, the Enos Cognoscenti at $254,000. All these prices were taken straight from the in-game menu tags of GT Online when I was looking through these vehicles in person. Luxury Autos vehicles features, of course, the same vehicles as last week. The Dominator GT, but for like $6,000 more than last week. And the Karen Vivinite, which is probably like between $5,000 to $8,000 since last week. So yeah, the same thing as last week. If you didn't feel like buying those vehicles last week from Luxury Autos, well, you can do so, but they're different variants because Rockstar just doesn't care much about these showcase vehicles anymore, I guess. I don't know. Test track vehicles when you go underground. We have the Dinka Jester Classic, which is on a discounted price. We also have the Progen Italy GTB at a price of $1,189,000 and the Grotti Italy GTO at a discount price as well. Of course, these 3 vehicles are still available from in-game websites from the last time I'm aware. So let's move on to the vehicle robberies for this week, in which we have the Sugoi, which is the Gangbanger robbery, the Dominator GTT, which is the Duggan robbery, and the Infernus Classic, which is the Podium robbery, in which this is all Rockstar has spoken about on their newswire. Rewards for this week. Rockstar says you can get double rewards from selling special cargo crates this week from your, CEO cargo warehouses. You can also get double rewards on export mixed goods missions, in which Rockstar has given a shout out to probably a Rockstar employee or someone who has definitely bought a lot of shark cards or something. But regardless though, this guy made a 2.5-minute tutorial. Let me go through it within 15 seconds. So to do export mixed goods missions, as of the Criminal Enterprises update not too long ago, if you own at least one CEO warehouse, which means you have to own the office by default, and you've sourced a special cargo via Lupe or another warehouse staff at least once, you may start an export mixed goods mission by speaking to the assistant at your CEO office. Upon starting it, Lupe will call you to pick up a flatbed from front of one of your places, I believe, one of your garages, and you have to deliver it to the terminal, and upon delivering you make yourself $50,000, but for this week you make $100,000 because it's double rewards. That's all you have to know about it. Moving on, Rockstar says that you can complete any business sell mission this week to make free $100,000 bonus delivered to your Maze Bank account. Rockstar has also said you can make double money and quadruple RP just like last week's journal missions, but for this week it's Martin Madrazo's contact missions. Each and every mission I will mention soon in the couple moments, but let me go through the rest of the rewards to you guys, where we have double rewards on collection time adversary modes. And these are the continuing GTA Plus rewards. Now before I move on, here are the continuing community series jobs that are still on double rewards, which are these 3 stunt races, Hang Time 2, Straight-A-Later Dunes, and Stunt Over the Sea. We also have these 2 death matches, Flens Mafia Rugby and Western community series jobs on double rewards. We also have double rewards on these 2 last team standings, which is JJ Dune Wars 4 and CMJ Runners vs Hellfire, as well as this, last but not least, this one King of the Hill community series job is double rewards, Flens Mafia Rugby. Now, Martin Madrazo missions that are quadruple RP and double money this week. Artificial Scarcity. We also have Checkout Time, Cleaning a Cat House, Death from Above, and Defender, as well as all Dispatch 1 through 6 missions, Dry Docking, Editor and Thief, Effin' Lasers, Extradition, Grab Your Ballas, Handle with Care, Hold Up Burton, Judging the Jury, Mixed Up with Coke, On the List, Out of Court Settlement, Rooftop Rumble, Show Me the Munnet, Stick Up the Stick of Crew, The Los Santos Connection, Time to Get Away, And finally, these two last missions of Martin Madrazo's Trash Talk and Water the Vineyard. Moving on to other rewards that we have, Collection Time 1 through 7 Adversary Mode jobs are fully double rewards for this week. And we also have double money and RP on CEO Crate Sell missions when you visit your laptop in your CEO warehouse upon sourcing cargo successfully. And we also have double money and RP from Export Mixed Goods, which I've explained to a quick tutorial on how those are completed. So this is where you go to start your Export Mixed Goods missions. You speak to your Executive Assistant Service, assistant. Discounts for this week. We have a discount on some properties. Yay, finally. We have a discount on executive offices as well as their upgrades and modifications. We also have some discounts on select vehicles. But before I go into that, let me go through this week's gun van inventory and discounts. Where this week's gun van inventory features the Switchblade, the Service Carbine, the Machine Pistol, Assault SMG, grenades, pipe bombs, Molotovs, and probably the worst purchase of all of GTA Online history, body armor. For all players, we have 30% off the Up and Atomizer. And of course, for those who support Rockstar Games' ultimate decision to increase the price of GTA Plus subscription without informing anyone ever, just so that they can be automatically ripped off of $2 extra more per month. For those who support that idea, you guys have 50% off the Combat PDW. Moving on to other discounts, this one and only vehicle that's discounted that's not available from in-game websites is the Ubermat Revolter. That's 30% off, that's now worth $1,127,000. Property discounts. We have property discounts on all CEO offices. Now, these are all the 4 CEO office properties that are available to you, and I have numbered them from number 1 being the most expensive to number 4 being the least expensive and the cheapest property you can purchase. Of course, I have purchased the cheapest one, not only because it's the cheapest, but because it's probably one of the best locations, whereas everyone else just likes to flex how much money they have, and they purchase the most expensive property, which I wouldn't say is totally necessary, but if you must, that's your choice. It's also a decent location, but if you want to choose between these locations, I would choose between either 1 and 4, since it's not often to see number 3 or number 2 being selected. But regardless, all these properties are 30% off, and for those who wishes to choose the most expensive property, for those who are also interested, all renovations are 30% off as well, so you can spend on the most expensive property of the offices, you can spend about $4,655,000, and yet again, this does not include the CEO office garages. Vehicle discounts features the Super Valido and Super Valido Carbon with $1.2 million and $1.998 million respectively, still under $2 million each. Yeah, that's a pretty good discount, actually. That's decent. And we also have a discount on the Luxor that is now $1.1 million for those who don't feel like stealing it from LSIA or potentially from Sandy Shores Airstrip. And we also have a discount on these two vehicles, the Grotti Itali GTO and the Dinka Jester Classic, which both vehicles look pretty cool and they seem pretty slick. And I'd probably recommend them, especially the Jester Classic, since it's pretty fast and it's, of course, pretty cheap, which goes against Rockstar's microtransaction policy, and that's what I respect about the Jester Classic. And finally, last but not least, time trials. We all have a time trial at Coast to Coast, and for new gen players on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, you have a House Special Works time trial at Pacific Bluffs. That's all the new stuff that we have in GTA Online for this week. For those who have enjoyed and found this video informative up until now, and that's all you were interested in watching, thank you guys for watching. I got kicked for being idle. Who cares? Thank you guys for watching this video up until now. But for those who wants to stick around for the news content in the game, well, for the past week's GTA related news, well, here comes the news content, so let's get into it. So the news content of the past week's GTA related news. Let's start off with the fact that there has been a new patch that's gone off for the GTA trilogy on the mobile on April 8th. In which the new bug fixes and new performance improvements with new bug fixes and new performance improvements, which is thanks to someone, but yeah, there's an update on that, I guess, because I guess it needed it. Moving on, there is a tip, okay? Thanks to an old code and new content, which doesn't mix well, it's possible to paint stock rims on almost any vehicle simply by ordering a custom plate through the license plate editor. Which, long story short, basically when you modify a vehicle with a select modified rims and you change the paint color, what happens is when you have on a separate device, when you want to purchase a plate on that vehicle, then you will have an order confirmation from an email in-game saying you can modify the vehicle with the new upgrades that you put on it through their website. So when you bring it into the LS CarMate and you select the option to modify the vehicle that way, the rims will come back to stock rather, as you'd wish, and it would still remain painted. So that's how you can flex on the, people, I guess, to say, we got painted stock rims. It's an interesting find, but that's really it. I am not sure if this works on all platforms or if it just works on new gen, but I guess if it works for those who are able to purchase a new plate for their vehicle, I guess it might work for everyone who's able to do that. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. If it's available for you, good for you. If it's not, then I'm sorry. I don't want to hype you up for something that I don't want to misinform you about. It's just something I mediocrely looked through. Anyways, the GTA Trilogy update investigation for mobile. My gosh, I don't even know how to speak anymore. Where they addressed an issue where the resolution would revert back to default settings after altering it. The typo fixes in GTA 3, such as paint spray, spinning sprunk can in San Andreas addressed, new fixes for collisions in GTA 3, especially slopes, and likely a bunch of other fixes included not currently documented. Interesting. So there's a bunch of fixes for those games on mobile on April 10th. That's interesting. Anyways, here's some big news I'm probably going to mention on the future Rant or Ramble video. GTA Plus price has increased from $5.99 to $7.99 on Xbox Series X and S, but it remains the same on PS5 as of April 11th at 12:42 at midnight, where it could be a typo or an impending announcement where, yeah, sure, for GTA Plus for Xbox Series X and S, which is a 1-month subscription by Rockstar Games, is now $7.99, whereas in that same, let's say, here you go, the second image, the same tweet, it was shown that GTA Plus was still $5.99 for PS5. However, later on at 11:18 a.m., which now is a difference between midnight posts and nearly noon posts, the price increase is now live on PlayStation Store, where now the GTA Plus subscription on PS5 is $7.99, and the only way people found out about it, or would find out about it, is surprisingly not through Rockstar. And that shocks me even. Why would Rockstar not mention something like that? That's pretty important to note, especially that from the last time I've heard about a post about people getting banned on new-gen consoles, that they would have to manually cancel their GTA Plus subscription. So I believe that GTA Plus is automatically being renewed to players who have the subscription turned on. And that's just a big ripoff, I would say. So I don't know if there's a contract that was signed or a potential lease that a lawyer could use to sue Rockstar on this, but I would personally sue for some bullshit like this, because that's an extra couple dollars that in the long run is definitely going to cost a lot on people's banks that they will not be aware of until it's too late. Good job, Rockstar. You learned how to screw your community once more. Anyways, yeah, the price of GTA Plus will be increasing from €4.99 to €6.99, where there was some people who even got an email directly from PlayStation, mind you, not Rockstar, saying, "Hi, we want to let you know about an upcoming price change to your GTA Plus subscription. It's increasing, and that occurs on or after 11th of June 2024, and that news was mentioned on April 11th this week at 1:05 p.m. Interestingly enough, so that's really the biggest news that I have to share you that I have found off of Twitter, and that's really everything that I found off of Twitter. So now let's go through my mind is slammed for a moment. Give me a moment to commit. There you go. The Rockstar Newswire. My mind died for a moment. I apologize for that. So Rockstar has stated on their Newswire, long story short, get double rewards on special cargo sales and mixed goods, as well as you can get $100,000 bonus for completing a cell mission and a lot more. Where there isn't really much to note. I've already noted most of it during the video earlier on, but one thing I'd definitely like to note that's most interesting for new gen players especially, this week's premium test ride is the Maibatsu Monstro Saitai, in which this is what the vehicle looks like for new gen players. That's really it. That's really all the news that I have. May not seem much, but it's still worth it. So again, that's really all the news that I have for you guys in this video. All the weekly update stuff, all the news of the past week's GT related news, and yeah, it's quite odd to see so many Google search results of people complaining that their eyes are hurting after staring at the solar eclipse, because obviously, sure, the light might be died down, but the UV rays shining around the sun still could still hurt your eyes. So whatever, I said what I said, I am not scared to admit it, and I'm being as honest and sincere as I possibly could. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about this video and the news and whatnot. So if you guys did find this video highly informative, in which I hope you did up until now, I would strongly suggest you like and subscribe, because I try my best to make content like this every Thursday evening for those who are interested in anything or everything they may need or wants to know that's new in GTA related news for the past week, or GTA Online's new weekly update content for the next week until the next video. And yes, there will be a next one next Thursday evening and beyond. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more content like this for those who are interested, or any other content that you may be interested in, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, enjoy those double CEO crate cell missions for those who are still interested, even beyond the Titan glitch cell missions. Yeah, that's the only demotivation I have about stuff like that. Thank you for watching, good luck out there, and have fun.